Alrighty guys, we're back for some Mono Black Leech, and this is a Phyrexia, all will be one, standard brew. We're going to go over the deck then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Redcat and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to ya. Also, we do got that Discord link down in the description if you're interested in joining that up. Okay, what do we got in the build here? This one's based around a bunch of different leech style effects, right? So we got a couple Curse of Leeches. This is a 3-mana curse. At the beginning of enchanted player's upkeep, they lose 1 life, you gain 1 life, and then it has daybound, nightbound, so when it's nighttime, this flips into the Leeching Lurker, which is a 4/4 lifelink, which is terrifying for aggro players out there, right? So other leech effects, of course, we got Graveyard Trespasser in here with its ability, if it hits a creature card, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Nice. More leech style effects, Okiba Reckoner Raid for the first 2 chapters. Each opponent loses 1 life, you gain 1 life. On the top end here, we're rocking a single Corrupt. This is a 6-mana sorcery. Corrupt deals damage to any target equal to the number of swamps you control. You gain life equal to the damage dealt this way. Pretty solid, guys. We're actually seeing some of these mono black lists rock Life of Toshiro and then 3 to 4 corrupts on the top end, which is insane to me. But yeah, this actually isn't a mid-range build. I based this to be an aggro deck, so only one of these on the top end is going to be fine. Speaking of Life of Toshiro, here it is, 2-mana Saga. I'm so happy that this is seeing play. It was one of my favorite cards from Neon Dynasty. So for the first 2 chapters, you get to choose one of these. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn, or target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn, or just gain 2 life. Dude, solid card all around. It flips into Memory of Toshiro on the 3rd chapter, of course, which is a 2/3, not bad. You can tap it, pay a life, add a black mana, spend this mana only to cast instant or sorcery spells, which of course helps us cast Invoke Despair as well as the Corrupt. So we do have 3 Invoke Despairs in here. It's going to be beautiful on the top end. Lots of ways to actually filter through the deck. Not lots of ways, but there are ways to filter through the deck in this list and also help us draw too. So I think it won't be too bad to get to 5 mana in this list at all. Sheoldred also kind of has a leeching effect in a way, right? So whenever you draw a card, you gain 2 life. Whenever your opponent draws a card, you lose 2 life. You guys know Sheoldred. What am I doing going over it, huh? So what else do we got packed in here then? Well, we got some removal, of course. 3 cut downs is going to be great. Got a couple go for the throats. Sheoldred's Edict is going to be decent, and a soul transfer too. Lots of enchantments and lots of artifacts and ways to get artifacts in here. So I think a single soul transfer could go a long way, as well as Roadside Reliquary to fit that artifact and enchantment theme too. The rest of the land over here is just 24 swamp to, of course, work with the Corrupt. So yeah. What else do we got packed in here then, guys? Couple more creatures to go over. We have 3 Evolved Sleepers, just a very powerful 1-drop. That should probably be a 4 of instead of a 3 of, but I think 3 is going to be fine too. 4 Voldaren Bloodcasters, mainly in here because it's a flyer, and I love how flying creatures work so well with the Life of Toshiro. Giving it +2/+2 and just getting extra damage in early on is pretty powerful. But yeah, it fits the artifact theme because, so it's a 2-mana 2/1 with flying. Whenever Voldaren Bloodcaster or another non-token creature you control dies, create a blood token. And then whenever you create a blood token, if you control 5 or more blood tokens, transform Voldaren Bloodcaster. That's not going to happen too often in here unless you have multiple Bloodcasters on the board as your other creatures are dying, but when it is the Bloodbat Summoner, it's a 3/3 flying, and at the beginning of combat on your turn, up to 1 target blood token you control becomes a 2/2 black bat creature with flying and haste in addition to its other types. So it's a pretty powerful creature, guys, that doesn't see too much play because there are so many great 2-drops to actually choose from in mono black. The main reason I opted for it, like I said, was because it has flying though, which I think it's going to do a lot. Also fitting that artifact theme, couple Bankbusters. Mono black has been rocking Bankbuster for quite some time. I think it's going to be great in here as well, helping us draw and everything like that. Is that everything, guys? Wow, yeah, no honorable mentions today. We know Mono Black. Mono Black has been solved for quite some time, and now we're kind of starting to see a new version of Mono Black pop up with Life of Toshiro. This is just another kind of sort of different version, just based on leeching the opponent's life total down. So either way, guys, let's go ahead and take this into ranked and see how we do. Okay, what am I expecting from the build here? Well, I'm expecting a lot, guys. I'm expecting this to be, like, if anything, just a little tiny bit worse than the already solved mono black that everybody's already running. Wow, this is ridiculous. This is too much removal. I don't like this hand at all, guys. I'm gonna keep it. We'll draw something. We'll draw some creatures. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. This is what the opponent's hands look like all the time. So cut down for Crawling Chorus isn't great, but at least it's a start. And like we could save cut down, but we have Go for the Throat too. Oh, Go for the Throat doesn't hit artifacts though. That could be an issue. Soul Transfer is going to be a good one probably. Yeah, the Poison Ball is going to start rolling and we get to see the power of Crawling Chorus, because if we saved the cut down, we could have used Go for the Throat this turn. Oh my goodness, these are annoying. I mean, now we save Go for the Throat, right? I don't even know. Oh, nice, Life of Toshiro. We could also Soul Transfer the Chorus. Alright, we Soul Transfer. It's so silly, guys. It's so silly. But I guess anything to slow down... anything to slow down the Toxic is fine. And then Life of Toshiro can pick off this Might, luckily. And then Go for the Throat we'll still have for their big old chunky 4/4 that they could drop here. Bloated Contaminator, there it is. Life of Toshiro. Number 2, yeah, I think this turn's pretty simple, huh? Life of Toshiro, -1. Take care of that. And we Go for the Throat on our turn because these decks run protection. You don't want them to untap and then just Tyvar stand the Bloated Contaminator, you know what I mean? At this point, seeing a swamp off the top is totally fine, as Invoke Despair could do a lot. And if they play any more 1/1s, Life of Toshiro can pick it off. The life gain isn't going to do anything on Toshiro, but I guess that's what we go for, huh? We definitely play this second one, too. Get the ball rolling, get some creatures, get some blockers out there, right? You never know if the life is going to come in handy. I know the poison gets around it, but you never know. It's too bad. Yeah. Okay, they created a Might, which we can pick off with the second Life of Toshiro's ability, luckily. The 3 poison, they have 5 land. This one flips, so we'll actually be able to start blocking these 1/1s. Oh, nice. A cut down's pretty good. To pick off the other Might that they end up making, and unfortunately this flips and it doesn't have haste yet, so we can't use it to play the Invoke Despair just yet. So this turn we just keep the cut down open. Wow, they dropped the take up shield. Sure, we'll cut it down. We'll get rid of it. It's less poison for the turn, and if they want to play more... Okay, no, they let the 1/1 die. I don't think that's that bad, right? All we gotta do now is get to the point where we can start spamming these Invoke Despairs. So Memory of Toshiro needs to survive a turn here. That way if we don't see a land off the top, we'll be fine. And the 25 land is going to be probably perfect in a deck like this. I don't think we want 26 by any means unless we're running more top end. No! Memory of Toshiro, I needed you to survive 1 turn, buddy. Well, we flipped the other one, luckily. We draw the 3rd Invoke Despair. Memory of Toshiro, please survive the turn, please. Oh my goodness. We need to start spamming these Invoke Despairs, man. That's all of them. That's all of them in the build, so... Nope, Annex Sentry number 2. Come on, land off the top. I believe in you, deck. I believe in you. Man, this could get gross really fast if we see a land. Memory of Toshiro, no! Oh no, guys. I think the poison's gonna get him there. I do. I think the poison's gonna get him there. But we'll see. We needed Invoke Despair 2 turns in a row, period, right? Because this extra poison off the Annex Sentry is just... Yeah, it's gonna get him there, guys. So if we see a swamp now, Invoke Despair brings us 1 Life of Toshiro back. Okay, we got a swamp. We're gonna get an ability here, but it's not enough. Annex Sentry has that 4 toughness. Unfortunately, we just go for life, I guess, right? They're gonna have 1 poison on 1 of the sentries. They can create a token with Mirex. Seeing all 3 Invoke Despairs, one could argue, was actually pretty unlucky. I don't know, what do you guys think? Because there's so much else that we could have actually seen. So they're gonna go for sacrificing the 1/1 here instead. That makes sense, they don't want us to have a Life of Toshiro back. Cut down, Evolved Sleeper, all of this is huge. The problem is, do we survive next turn? As 2 poison is coming through on the sentries here. They could easily play a Rot Priest and then wrap this up. Potentially no Rot Priest, which is good news. Up to 8 poison. Another swamp, not bad. Not bad, so they're gonna keep the Mirex available. We have a blocker finally. So if we start with Invoke Despair, they use the Mirex, which is most of their mana, then maybe the cut down will hit the sentry properly. Probably not though. If we start with cut down, they use protection. They still have enough for the Mirex. I think we start with the cut down though, right? No, we start with Invoke Despair. And they use the Mirex. Sacrifice the 1/1. Charge of Mites. Oh, okay. So no Mirex. Gonna use one of those 1/1s, huh? So the good news is the cut down gets us Life of Toshiro back. We go -1/-1 on the Life of Toshiro. Okiba Reckoner raid. Yeah, all this life gain just not doing too much for us. So if they have protection for this Annex Sentry, it's game. As they get the 2 final poison through. Well, something's being held open. It's going to be a soul partition. We still get to do this, luckily. But now they can recast the Annex Sentry and pick up the Life of Toshiro, swing with this Annex Sentry. Dude, we are in danger, guys. Oh my goodness. Luckily, no Rot Priest from the opponent, so maybe both of us got a little unlucky this time. Our draws were pretty stale there for a while, but overall, and I could have mulliganed too. Let's not pretend that keeping that opening hand wasn't risky, you know? All right, we'll just go for life. No reason in particular. Graveyard Trespasser blocks well. They do have soul partitions in the build, and they just need 1 poison through. So we're going to start with Swamp. Now, they still have the Mirex open, so if we go Invoke Despair, they ditch the 1/1 here. So the best bet would be to get blockers down, and either way they get the 1 through, right? I believe so. So I guess best bet would just be Invoke Despair, see what we draw. Oh man. Yeah, the draining this time didn't do too much, and Mirex really showing its power this game. For real. Yeah, the best bet for us would have been to get another Evolved Sleeper to be able to block both of the Annex sentries. We needed to find a way to block that last bit of poison getting through. GG opponent, man. Wow. That was something else, man. Also, yeah, the double sentries to take out the Memory of Toshiro so we couldn't drop the Invoke Despair on time. Good game. They found a soul partition anyway, so even if we did see another blocker, they would have gotten there. Well, we gained a bunch of life that game. That's kind of cool, I guess. Poison completely ruining that concept for us, but hey, you gotta start somewhere. You gotta have some kind of first game, right? So I think it's only uphill from here. Oh wait, that's not it's only looking up from here? It's only gonna get better, guys. That's what I'm thinking. Ooh, okay. Okay, yeah, no, I like this hand. This is not a bad hand. I would like some early removal, but... Hello, opponent. Hello, don't run the same deck, opponent, please. I'm trying to gain life. I'm trying to be cool over here. Yeah, the poison builds are scary business, guys. They are super scary, and they really know how to push that poison through. But yeah, if it's another poison build, like all the leeching concept of this build kind of just goes away, as now we're just trying to deal damage before them. Other than that, if you're up against like mono red and stuff, all that life gain can be super frustrating for mono red, you know? And this could also be, I have been seeing Selesnya aggro slash humans as well. So those lists are pretty cool. Those lists pack a punch, but again, those are much better for us because we do have so much life gain packed in here. Bushwhack! Dude, what on earth? Finds a land. Yeah, sure, we'll swing. I see no reason not to start going sleeper here. And that would be a good turn to keep like a cut down open if we had it. Okay, wedding announcement. Okay. This could be the Selesnya humans I just mentioned, huh? I mean, I guess we'll see. Getting a lot of swamp. Honestly, I don't mind seeing it. I think we can get a bunch of damage through in time. See if they chump here. Curse of Leeches is going to be great. It's going to be a great one, guys. But then again, Selesnya Colors has a lot of enchantment removal too, so they don't end up chumping. Go ahead and curse them with some leeches. And Sheoldred, oh man, what a line of play now. Still a couple turns away from Corrupt, but all we got to do is get them down to 6 because we have the 6 swamp, so get them down to 6 and have the Corrupt hit. That's the goal. The Bushwhack, maybe it's like a big Selesnya style thing, you know what I mean? Or I guess you just call it Selesnya mid-range at that point. It could be, that'd be cool. It's rocking big old chunky green creatures on the top end. Have like, yeah, white's removal and stuff. Wait a minute. Ossification, wedding announcement could be Selesnya enchantments, but a very like... But a very... a top heavy. Selesnya enchantments maybe, I don't know. Alright, Sheoldred comes down. If it's ossification number 2, that's totally fine. Totally fine. We're just trying to pack a punch with a bunch of value with all these draining effects, which is really cool because we just got Okiba Reckoner Raid too. Anything off the top other than a swamp would be great. Ayo! Dude, I have no idea what we're up against, but now we're in trouble, guys. Ayo packs a punch. I have like 4 turns before AO kills us. Probably 3 turns because they have a bunch of 2/2s on the ground too. Gotta keep on gaining life, that's for sure. The Corrupt gains us life too, so I shouldn't be too afraid. Let's get the Reckoner raid down, get the ball rolling there. Let's get Sleeper down. Corrupt is ready next turn. We can keep all this open. They're gonna take 2 from Sheoldred, 1 from Curse of Leeches. We could have swung with Sheoldred, but I think they would trade with the AO. And then just probably give their humans a bunch of +1 counters, right? A bunch of 4/4 humans here. It's pretty scary. Down to 8. Reckoner Raid will do 1, down to 7. Curse of Leeches does 1. If they don't remove Sheoldred, that's even more. They can plug Lifelink into the AO. This is just a Lesnia mid-range. It has to be, guys. Look at this. Look at this, dude. Oh no, the Lifelink on the AO. Dude, that's so bad for us. They're gonna go back up. Okay, hold on. Let's upgrade. Let's fully upgrade our Sleeper before it's our turn. We could corrupt the AO. That might leave us enough room here. Swing in at Elspeth. They could just grab more. Dude, the Elspeth, the AO, props to the opponent, man. This is not what I was expecting at all. This is insane. I don't think we have a choice. We gotta get rid of the AO. The lifelink is nasty. See what they end up doing here. We need to figure out that Elspeth, though, too. This could be a very long game. It really depends. That's our one corrupt, though, as this, I was designing this not to be a mid-range build. So, no more corrupts. I wasn't expecting a 7/6 flying lifelink from the opponent, though. That's insane, dude. Oh, man, this makes me want to put together a Selesnya mid-range list. Oh, my goodness. Guys, what on earth? What on earth, dude? Okay, we're dead. We're dead. We're dead, dude. That is super scary. Holy cow. Oh my goodness. Yeah, just give it lifelink, man. I like Elspeth. Vindicator lifelink. Oh, jeez. Wow. I'm a little taken aback, guys. The opponent's deck looks super disgusting. Super good. Of course, now that we did get into the mid-range, you know, I mean, obviously a deck that is just slamming good stuff every turn is going to start to run away with it, but yeah. 7/7 lifelink Vindicator. I love Elspeth, man. It's such a cool one. That top ability is so powerful, and we've played Elspeth Resplendent as a one-of on the top end of some of our aggro builds, and every single time it was just incredible. And most of those decks we ran like Adeline, too. Just giving Adeline flying ended so many games for us on the channel. I love the addition, opponent. I love the deck overall, so massive props to you for just playing something different. For real. Either way, how long do you guys think this match is going to take here? Let's start with a draw, because we'll have 4 mana. Reckoner Raid, okay. Draw number 2. Trespasser is pretty good. There's no good way around a 7/7 flying Vindicator until we find like the actual spot removal for it, and cut down doesn't hit it, obviously. And then even then, they could -7 this Elspeth to get 5 3/3 White Angels. That sounds really cool. I'm just gonna go Reckoner Raid here. Oh, you know what? I wasn't gonna swing, but now I'm thinking we should swing. And they might just... Yeah, I wasn't gonna swing. But now I'm thinking, like, there's no real... Like, sure, they can quadruple block, whatever they want, but gonna take care of the Sheoldred. We get 2 of the humans gone. That's not bad. That's not bad. Oh, the death touch too. So all of their humans are gone. Wandering Emperor takes care of the sleeper. I think it was still a swing, right? Because at least we got rid of a bunch of humans. And other than that, not seeing spot removal for the Vindicator was probably going to wrap up the game. If not, the -7 get a bunch of angels start to swing in the air. Dude, I love the proof of concept, though, for our deck, right? Because we did so much damage and gained such a ridiculous amount of life. Like, we're only now back to 20. So I love that the leeching concept. Is there a way for us to draw? No, so maybe that was a reason to not swing with the sleeper, to try to draw more next turn, right? So we're at 21. Yeah. Don't think there's going to be a great way through here. So it's going to be Trespasser. Let's grab AO. Let's do 2 life on Toshiro, right? Up to 24. Cut down hits the 2/2. Life of Leeches, or Curse of Leeches. No, I don't think we can stop the madness in the air over there, guys. GG opponent. Swinging in with a 27 in the air. Man, we gained so much life. Yeah, like I said, I love the proof of concept for our list. And I know I probably sound like a broken record at this point, but I love the opponent's deck, dude. Super scary. Elspeth number 2, why not, right? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. A go for the throat would have saved us for a turn. Then I think it was still going to be the opponent. I do. If you guys saw a better way through here as well, let me know in the comments. I would love to know if I could have played this one out better. Wait, hold up, opponent. You can just full swing. Oh, they don't know. Well, I mean, it's still a full swing because it's just 2 swamps open. Could cut down the 2/2. Good game, opponent. Wait, drop him the GGs, actually, instead of just saying it, right? Wow. All right, let's get into the next one, guys. I believe in this list. I believe we can get there. I actually think, like, overall, like, think about how much damage, when the game goes on for longer, how much that Curse of Leeches did. Maybe, had it ever went to nighttime, maybe that 4/4 lifelink could have done something. Maybe that could have helped us clean up that Elspeth early, too, but I don't think so, man. As soon as that Elspeth hit, like, I was feeling pretty confident, but then giving lifelink to AO was just incredible. Good hand, good fast hand. I like this, yeah. Corrupt is our top end, so if we see Swamp for the rest of the game, I guess that's fine. We'll eventually be able to play Corrupt, right? Reckoner and Bloodcaster being on this board with a Roadside Reliquary in hand is sweet too, because we have a chance of getting a blood token and actually using this to draw 2 cards. Nice. Yeah, everything seems pretty nice here. Sheoldred's Edict is good. Attempt the Bloodcaster and I guess let it get picked up. No removal. Nice. Alright, Okiba, Reckoner Raid, keep the Sheoldred's Edict open is fine. We could skip Reliquary for now if we think we're going to have 6 Swamp by the time the Corrupt hits. We should probably Sheoldred's Edict, get rid of the token. Probably on our turn as well, huh? So for now, I'll skip Reliquary. For now. Alright, let's start with the swing. Like I said earlier, it's good practice. I think that was today when I said it. I'm going to do this on our turn. Even though it's very hard to protect against... Creature token. No, it's very hard to protect against a sacrifice ability like that. I feel safer doing it when the opponents are tapped out. And it's not a Grixis build either, so like if they would have untapped with a blue source, then that would have given us a reason to do it on our turn, right? If they had a make disappear or something. I don't know, sometimes it just feels safer, even though it doesn't make the most sense. Honestly, 3 Okiba Reckoner raids is pretty solid. I don't mind seeing multiple of them. Once they actually get onto the board too, all the menace can go a long way. So maybe... yeah, let's see what we draw. Let's see what we draw here. Could be like Sheoldred off the top, right? That would be insane. Okay, we get a blood token. So now we do have an enchantment and an artifact on the board for the Roadside Reliquary. Another swamp. Okay, we should get Reliquary down. Should we draw first? Or should we keep Reliquary as a land to get one step closer to the corrupt? Or 1 mana closer, I should say. Even though it'll only do 5 damage. I think the draw would be better overall. Okay. So I think we are going to use Reliquary to draw. But let's get the other Reckoner raid down. And keep this open to make them think we have something in hand, maybe? Ooh. What kind of Jund build do you guys suppose this is? Just good old-fashioned Jund mid-range, I guess. I'm seeing a lot of mid-range recently, man. Very scary. Oh! We just let Sheoldred hit the board before drawing with Reliquary. I literally gasped as I pressed the button. Crap. Oh, jeez. It's fine. Everything's fine, guys. Everything's fine. Just look the other way. Ow, at least we're gaining a bunch of life. That's good news. Soul transfer is an instant. Nice, good draw. Okay. Yeah, at least we're gaining a bunch of life, so it doesn't hurt too bad. At least it wasn't like gaining them life. That would have been much worse. Grab the Bloodcaster. Back to hand. Exile Sheoldred. Bloodcaster back to hand. Soul transfer was an excellent draw, guys. Cut down should probably land this turn, right? And this time there is a reason, because they could have something like a Tamiyo safekeeping in the build. While it might be unlikely, you never know. I thought Selesnya midrange was going to be unlikely to go up against, right? And that last build was insane, dude. I'm shocked that we don't see more of it. This is the type of deck that runs Titan of Industry on the top end. Like, no questions asked. Titan's in this deck, man. Put creature card from the graveyard onto the battlefield. Flesh Gorger. Okay, nice. Nice, okay. So the lifelink on Flesh Gorger is bad. A triple block from our... Yeah, Corrupt doesn't hit it. Crap. This is an uphill battle, guys. I was gonna say, like, buff Road Captain swing for 4, but this Flesh Gorger's lifelink? Does everything have lifelink nowadays, guys? I'm scared. We're gonna play everything out. And we're gonna go for the swing instead of, like, the triple block here. Because I think even with that lifelink, I think we can still plug the damage through, but at this point, I don't know, man. I don't know. We could ditch the Corrupt too if we wanted to, but I think Corrupt could help us close, but they're going back up to 15. Oh, geez, man, these are uphill battles. I do believe in the deck, though, and I still believe in Bloodcaster as well, so... Yeah, let's just take the 7. Opponent's going back up to 15, and hopefully the Titan of Industry doesn't land this turn. Hopefully. Actually looks like an instant, huh? Probably a cut down or something then. The best case scenario is we top deck and Invoke Despair, which maybe we should go for with the blood token. Maybe I should. Maybe I should. No, not this time. Trespasser's good. I don't know what's in their hand, but I'm going to target a Road Captain with the +2. So we can technically survive a couple more turns against Flesh Gorger. Okay. Yeah, Trespasser's good. We can double block Flesh Gorger a little better here now. Bring him down to 9 if we swing with 2. If they have a single piece of spot removal, then Flesh Gorger gets through easier here. So if we keep 2 back and they have a single piece of spot removal, they would need 2 pieces of spot removal. So we swing for 4, keep 2 back, in just preparation for a cut down. We play Trespasser. Probably, honestly... Oh, there's no creatures in our grave. Yeah, Trespasser's just gonna hit. It's not gonna drain anything. We will take something out, though. Probably like the Fable or something. Yeah, the plan is to double block Flesh Gorger. We lose the Trespasser, which means they could technically just bring back the Flesh Gorger. And it still might be Blood Token, trade out the Corrupt, but I don't know, man. Like, the life gain off of Corrupt and everything could keep us in for longer, too. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. Who endures? Okay. Oh, that does get us the Swamp for the Corrupt, though. That's good news. That is good news, guys. Let's take the Cruelty's fine, too. I don't really know if they have anything to bring cards back from the grave. I guess Cruelty would be a better option. And they need spot removal off the top if they want this Flesh Gorger to get through. And if it does end up getting through, then we can drop the Corrupt on it. Actually, no, we can't. We'd have to pay the 7 for the ward cost. So hopefully they don't top deck spot removal. Okay. Okay. Double block. We can't take that damage. Oh no, they did top deck spot removal, guys. Well, the good news here is we can still go Corrupt, so they're gonna be out of everything, but boy did we get drained too. Okay, so we're gonna pay 7, hit with Corrupt. Life with Toshiro flips, Graveyard Trespasser. Can pick the Flesh Gorger out of the grave next turn. This is insane, guys. Take action. We gain 6, back up to 12. They're back down to 16. And Trespasser was a pretty good draw, and all these blood tokens can do so much for us, probably. Bankbuster's huge, dude. Wow. Okay, we could draw off this. I think it's going to be Trespasser, though. You know what I should have done? No, this is completely fine, too. Everything's fine. Yeah, I mean, technically we should have swung in first and everything, but yeah, no, this is fine. Back to daytime. Yeah, now that their big chunky creature is out of the grave, I think it's going to start leaning towards us. The Bankbuster has Menace too. Let's see if we can find an Invoke Despair off the top, because that would do a lot of damage. We still have 5 Swamp open. Trespasser's good. I suppose we would want to power up Bankbuster and swing with it, right? Over swinging with the... I mean, I guess I don't really know. The thing is, a Go for the Throat doesn't hit Bankbuster, and if they want to hit Glutton, they'd have to discard their other card. Does that make sense? But we also could have drawn off a Bankbuster too. I honestly, I just don't even know. I really don't. Let's drain more of their life here with our creatures. And then play the other Trespasser. Is there another creature we could pick up this turn? That was a Go for the Throat. So, I mean, it kind of sort of made sense because they would have just been able to pick off one of the 2/2s then. And this makes it so that way they had to discard the other card, which looked like it was just a land either way. Yeah, I don't know, because drawing off a Bankbuster would have been good too. Graveyard, and that's going to be the Trespasser. Just grab a Go for the Throat. Down to 4. Yeah, since we already used our Soul Transfer, we can easily take our own creatures out of this equation. Oh man, all the lifelink from the opponents have made these some serious uphill battles, but we finally got there. Looks good to me, guys. Believe it or not, I did actually design this to be an aggressive deck. We're not seeing it here because we have to like put up such a big fight against these mid-range builds, but I mean, overall, I think we did all right. Let's go ahead and go over the deck one more time here, guys, because we are 41 minutes in, and I don't think we have time for one more. The matches were not fast, and what are the odds that we just go up against another mid-range deck? Probably pretty good, so it's probably going to be another 15-minute game, so... Here's the deck list again, guys. It was a fun one. I love Bloodcaster, dude. It's so underplayed because there's so many terrific 2-drops that could go in its place, right? Tenacious Underdog, Misery's Shadow, all the extra removal that everyone's running. Speaking of extra removal, a third Go for the Throat is probably going to be necessary for what I saw today. Dude, taking out those big creatures, like this was not enough spot removal for some reason. It probably should have been though, so maybe more testing is required before we take anything out to add more removal, right? I think the 25 land is great. I like the 1 corrupt. I don't think we want 2 corrupt, not in this particular build. Of course, there's other mid-range mono black that runs more corrupts on the top end, but yeah, like I said, not in this particular build. I love Curse of Leeches. I would have liked to see it do a little more today, but overall, when we did see it against that AO deck, right? It does a lot of damage, dude. When the turns start rolling, the draining really starts affecting the opponents. Unfortunately, they just had so much life gain there, you know? So, yeah, overall, I'm not really sure what I would add or take out. I just kind of liked the build. I would love to play with more of it at some point. Or I would have loved to test it more today in a lot of different matches as well. Graveyard Trespasser is still just ridiculously powerful, and it can easily run away with games. The way it gives you card advantage whenever the opponents want to spot remove it is insane. It's actually a great reason to run cards like Sheoldred's Edict, because there are a lot of moments actually against mono black where they go like turn 1 and they have their cut down available, and then turn 2 they go Bankbuster. And then turn 3, they play Trespasser. That's their only creature. Sheoldred's Edict picks it up, 1-for-1 trade, nice and easy. Get that Trespasser out of there. Got a similar concept with Invoke Despair, but by the time you're playing Invoke Despair, then the opponent does have multiple things on the board. We could probably talk about the 4th sleeper a little bit, but I think 3 was actually fine here. I loved the enchantment and artifact theme just plugged in here. I think we get easy blood tokens from the Bloodcaster, and we saw how important blood tokens can be. Just cycling through the deck is just very powerful overall. I wouldn't go up the 4th Invoke Despair, but you totally could because it works, you know? It does everything it needs to do, unless you only see Invoke Despair and no land, right? So, all right, guys. Yeah, had a fun one with this one, so... if you made it this far into the video, y'all are champions for real. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.